the other day I launched Not Kids Anymore, and the feedback and the love and the support that y'all gave was just out of this world. So I thank y'all. I thank you for just allowing me to always create these safe spaces and trusting me as somebody that you don't know from the internet that you can confide in. This community that I have built online has always given me the space to simply be me and to allow me to grow and to allow me to guide you and give you my takes on things. And I love that for us. So if you haven't watched the last reel or short, whether you're watching this on Instagram or YouTube, of Not Kids Anymore, go ahead and check that out. In that video, I asked the question, what are you unlearning about love, life, or yourself in these mature ages? So I want to answer it for myself because I didn't get the chance to do so. And I want to provide my thoughts and takes on the questions that I asked, just not during that segment. So, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kay, not Kai. And I'm just somebody that's figuring life out in real time, okay? So today, I'm just talking about something that we don't talk about enough, and that's healing, that's growth, that's elevation. And maybe we actually talk about it too much, but we're not talking about it in the right ways. We're fabricating healing and we're fabricating growth, and we're making it seem as though we're doing all the things when behind closed doors or when the cameras are off. We are actually battling with growth and healing. One thing that I am unlearning is survival mode. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I broke up with hustle culture. I was cool. Like, bro, I'm good. I'm not no sleep when you dead type of girl. I'm not trying to struggle to get to the success. Like understanding that things don't always have to be hard. Like you don't need to have a grind story. And I know so many people want us to think that, which is why people feel different types of ways about Nepo babies and people who grow up with money and things like that. But things don't always have to be hard. You don't always have to function out of survival mode. And so I'm unlearning that because I grew up in an era where, again, you sleep when you dead. Like you gotta be on go. No, we cutting that now. It ends with me. And I wore that as a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I can work all these hours at a shop, or, I can service this many clients in a day, but I was burnt out. And I realized in being burnt out for so many years, that created friction in a lot of different areas of my life. It created bad habits with money. It created friction in my relationship. And if you know anything about my relationship, we've been together for almost 7 years. We ran a business together for 6, 7 years, like 6, 7. It put a strain on us where we were so burnt out that we had nothing else to give to each other because we gave it all to a business, which is one of the reasons I started unlearning survival mode. When I'm like, this relationship is something that like we both see going somewhere so far that if we continue doing the things that we're doing now, it's not gonna go nowhere. And it got to a point where we was like, it was just like, we gotta call it quits. Like, and we broke up for a few months, like 3-4 months. A part of that reason was I was functioning out of survival mode. He was functioning out of survival mode, and we were putting everything into our business. And then we had a kid, and we poured everything into our kid and the business, and we put ourselves on the back burner. We forgot about each other, and that wasn't good. I had to unlearn that slowing down doesn't make me lazy. It literally makes me better. Second thing that I am unlearning or have unlearned is that love has to be hard. I feel like love had to always be romantic. Love always had to be intense. It always had to be emotional. Is it really real if all of these things aren't happening all at the same time? Girl, it was delusion. It was delusion. And going through a breakup and then rebuilding that relationship really has you like taking a step back to really dissect the pieces of or the ideology that you have around love and relationships and what it's like to be loved and what it's like to love. I've only known healthy love. I've never had a toxic love. Love is communication. Love is accountability. Love is forgiveness. Love is choosing each other. Love is calmness. Love is peace. Love is healthy. Love is being there, silent room, and knowing that you only want to be with that person. You determine what love is for you. And I feel like comparison, I mean, we've all heard comparison is the thief of joy. And I feel like comparison started to take over a lot of our minds. Like it does all the time, which is why social media can be evil as well. Like, because we're consuming so much and then we're like, oh, I want that. Like, no, go touch grass. And so I started touching grass, girl. I started touching grass. You've got to touch the grass. Another thing that I unlearned, I'm going to say I unlearned this because I am not actively unlearning it because I've done the work for this. I unlearned the idea of I don't need anybody or that anybody's replaceable. I used to pride myself on being independent, on not needing anyone. I got it. I figure it out because I always do. And I'm the only one that always does. And that's why I can figure it out. No. That mindset is so exhausting. Becoming a mom, being in a long-term relationship, building a life with each other, building a life for yourself, you realize very quickly you are not meant to do everything alone. And I'm going to hold your hand when I say that because I'm going to say it again. You are not meant to do everything alone. You need people. You need community. Saying that is also understanding that in order to have a village, you need to be a villager. Remember that. So I had to unlearn that asking for help didn't make me weak. It's actually very, very, very strong of you because it truly takes strength to say, I can't do this by myself. Like, that's a different level of strength. Like, we need people. So I had to unlearn the idea of I don't need anybody or everybody's replaceable. There absolutely are people in your life that are replaceable who may not be doing you well, who you've outgrown, but you still need people. I hope you're not going through life alone. And I pray that if you are going through life alone, that you do find a village and you do find people who are genuine about the love that they have for you, are genuine about the support that they have for you, and they support you and additionally support you. The last thing is unlearning who I thought I had to be. This one is still ongoing. I'm actively unlearning this. I hear the idea of, growing up with the American dream, the husband, the wife, the picket white fence, the 2 dogs, the 2 kids, all of those things. When you grow up in a certain way, in a certain environment, create a version of yourself just to survive it. But that version isn't always who you're meant to be. So one thing about me is that I will try things and I will do new things because I never want to become complacent in who I think I should be, right? And understanding that God will lead me on where I should go, but we veer off of that path. Like, the reality is that nobody is always on the straight and narrow of the path that God has in front of them. And so when we veer off from that path, it's us trying to figure out who should we be versus who we think we should be and who we think God is leading us to be, and trusting that process without interfering with it. So when we do veer off of that path and we're trying to do our own thing, it's like you have to break up with who you thought you would be. Like, we're children. We say, when I grow up, I want to do X, Y, and Z. There's obviously people who have never done anything else because their parents told them they had to do this, or they've always had the idea that the only way that I can be successful is if I do this. So I wanted to unlearn who I thought I had to be because I accomplished something. So because I went to college, I have to get a job in this field. Because I went to the military, I have to do my 20 years. I have to finish out what I started. Unlearning who I thought I had to be, especially now that I'm turning a milestone age, is unlearning who I thought I would be by now. We all are like, by 30, we all thought by 25 we was going to have kids, be married, be doing all the things. And it's like unlearning that. I'm learning to redefine everything, like what success looks like, what motherhood looks like, what I look like. We don't have to be stuck to one thing and one idea of who we are and who we want to be. I say all this to say, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Unlearning is uncomfortable. It forces you to question everything that you thought was normal, everything you thought that made you you. On the other side of that, we got peace. We got growth. We have true healing. And we have a version of you, of me, of us that actually feels aligned, actually feels like we're serving our purpose in this life. If this resonated with you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already, in the comments, tell me one thing you're currently unlearning. I know I'm not the only one. I love y'all for free. I'll see y'all in the next video.